Namaskar, this is Dada Ranjitananda. Welcome to this webinar. Today we are going to talk about intuitional practice and its necessity. And that's based on the teachings of Sri Ananda Murti. So we are talking about spiritual practice, intuitional practice. And in Sanskrit that's called sadhana. And what is this sadhana? It's an all-round effort to get liberation from the bondage of Prakriti. Means every time we are living in this world, we are under the bondage of Prakriti. And we have talked since the first class that what human beings really want is to be connected, to be one with the infinite. But we don't feel in that way. Why we don't feel in that way? Because of Prakriti. Prakriti is keeping us in bondage. And that's why we don't feel that presence of the divine every time. Now, to get something or to be free from something, there should be an effort. And that effort is sadhana. Now the question comes to us. We do sadhana and we want to be free from the bondage of Prakriti. Is it possible? Can we do that? Can we get free from this bondage of Prakriti? In one of the classes, we talked about Saguna Brahma, and we said that Saguna Brahma is a Mukta Purusha. And what's a Mukta Purusha? Mukta Purusha is one who chose to go under the bondage of Prakriti for a predetermined period of time, and then he got free. In the same way, we can get free from the bondage of Prakriti through sadhana. Therefore, we shouldn't be thinking, is it possible? Is it not possible? We should just move ahead, do our best effort with the deep thinking that, yes, it's possible and I'm going to reach there. This determination is very important. Now let's talk about intuitional practice. In the face of creation, where the movement is from crude to subtle, that's when we are doing the sadhana. And when we are doing the sadhana, we are moving towards the subtle. At the same time, the influence of Prakriti is becoming less influence of Prakriti, movement towards subtle. So what is the movement towards subtle in our case? It means we are withdrawing the mind from the 10 indriyas. We are withdrawing it from the chitta and then from the aham tattva, then again from the mahatattva, then again merging or remaining only the unit consciousness. So that is the movement. That is the movement of sadhana. The movement towards subtle, decreasing the influence of Prakriti. Sadhana starts by bringing the mind within. Now we are in the chitta part of the mind. We have to retract. It's a reverse movement. We are retracting from chitta into aham tattva. If you are practicing the first lesson of our meditation, there are different shuddhis. What are those shuddhis? Those shuddhis are the mind retracting. We want to bring the mind within. So Bhuta Shuddhi, the five fundamental factors, the most external part. We are doing Bhuta Shuddhi. It means we are removing the mind from the five fundamental factors. Then we are going to the Chitta. Then we also do Chitta Shuddhi. We have to withdraw the mind from the Chitta. Only if we do the Shuddhis, we can bring the mind to the point that we start doing a deeper sadhana. So now we are retracting, we reach to Aham Tattva. We have to go further. We have to take a second step where we retract from Aham Tattva to Mahatattva. Now, what is in Mahatattva? In Mahatattva is their pure I feeling. When we can retract to Mahatattva and get that pure feeling of I, there is no separation between our pure feeling of I and the cosmic I. The separation was given by the Aham Tattva. The moment Aham Tattva retracts into Mahatattva, this separation is not there anymore. So these two I's become one. The cosmic I and our I become one. That oneness is the Savikalpa Samadhi. That's the state of Savikalpa Samadhi. The two I's are indistinguishable. Our small I and the cosmic I become one. That's Savikalpa Samadhi. We have seen in a previous presentation that that's not our final goal. So we did sadhana until that point. We reached to Savikalpa Samadhi. We have to take a step further. What is that step further? Now, Mahatattva, we need to dissolve it into unit consciousness. Beyond Savikalpa Samadhi, we are now retracting from Mahatattva to unit consciousness. If we can do that, the separation between unit consciousness and cosmic consciousness is not there anymore. And the two become one. Unit consciousness and cosmic consciousness merge into one. It is like, imagine there is a bottle and there is water inside. That's cosmic consciousness. And water outside. This bottle is in the middle of the ocean. There is water all around it, and there is water inside. What is that bottle? That's the Mahatattva. The moment we remove the Mahatattva, there is no more separation between the water in the bottle and the water in the ocean. And that's what happens between unit consciousness and cosmic consciousness. So the moment the Mahatattva dissolves in the unit consciousness, then one reaches Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And that is the goal. After reaching Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that moksha. It is moksha when we will finish all our samskaras. Otherwise, we may reach to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but then we have to return. And then we will make effort again to reach there. But the moment our samskaras are over, then we will get a permanent Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and that is the moksha. And that is the aim, the goal. This sadhana or this intuitional practice is not easy. That's why it's called sadhana. Sadhana means effort. Why it is not easy? We are fighting against Prakriti. We are unit consciousness, let's say a drop, and there is cosmic consciousness, the whole ocean. Now, Prakriti manages to qualify the cosmic consciousness. And if we think there is unit consciousness, there is cosmic consciousness. So is there the infinite Prakriti and then unit Prakriti? There is no unit Prakriti. There is only one Prakriti, and that one Prakriti is working everywhere. So there is only one Prakriti. So if we want to attain liberation, we have to attain liberation from that infinite Prakriti. And that's the difficulty of the process. So our mind, our unit mind, is created by Prakriti. And we want to be free from Prakriti. So as the mind is created by Prakriti, it has the same characteristics as Prakriti, which are eternal movement, restlessness. The mind is always restless. And there is movement in the mind, always movement. The fickleness and ever-changing nature of the mind needs no description, as everyone understands it well. Sri Sri Anandamurti. We are doing sadhana, and we know how our mind is, how much we fight with the mind. We do effort to do sadhana, and the mind continues going up and down. So that is the nature of the mind, because mind is created by Prakriti. What we want to do, reduce the influence of Prakriti, increase the reflection of consciousness. The more there is reflection of consciousness, the less influence of Prakriti. The less influence of Prakriti, the more the mind becomes stable. And the goal will reach to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, when one reaches to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, one goes beyond any feeling. There is no form there, infinite. But the moment one returns from Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then one is experiencing the feeling of overwhelming bliss. But the moment we went in, we are already in the Samadhi, then it's beyond any feeling one can express. But when one comes out from the Samadhi, then what remains is that deep feeling of bliss. Now let me give you a question. The first question tonight. The question is, you have to choose the wrong statement. There are 5 statements, and you have to choose which one is wrong. Okay, let's analyze this question. The first one. Sadhana means to get free from the influence of Prakriti. Yes, that's correct. Sadhana means to get free from the influence of Prakriti. That's the whole effort, to be free from the influence of Prakriti. Number 2, the process towards liberation is a gradual one. Yes, the same way that Prakriti is influencing Purusha in a gradual way, in the same way, Purusha is getting free from Prakriti in a gradual way, step by step. On the creation, from subtle to crude, it goes step by step. Therefore, from crude to subtle also goes step by step. So this sadhana that we do is step by step, is very gradual. Then number 3, first we need to retract from chitta to aham tattva. That is correct. We can think, okay, first we have to retract to the chitta, but we are already in the chitta. We just need to bring the chitta under a certain control so that it can retract to aham tattva. So this one is also correct. Some of you mark this one as the incorrect one. The next one is I am that is the ideation of nirvikalpa samadhi. In fact, I am that is the ideation of savikalpa samadhi. In savikalpa samadhi, we attain full concentration. I am that. If there is I am is at Mahatattva level. So that's at the level of Mahatattva. I am that. It means my Mahatattva and cosmic Mahatattva become one. So this is the wrong one. And the last one, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is the highest state. That's correct. So this one was, the wrong one was the number 4. Let's move ahead. In this figure, we see the mind. On the left side, the influence of consciousness increases. On the right side, the influence of Prakriti increases. If the influence of consciousness increases, mind is going towards Aham Tattva and Mahatattva. If the influence of Prakriti increases, the mind is going towards Chitta. If the mind goes towards Aham Tattva, you see it's a more balanced mind. The wavelength of the mind is longer, and towards Mahatattva, even more balanced the mind. And as we move towards Chitta, the mind is getting more and more disturbed, more restless, more movement, and more movement. So what is the sadhana? The sadhana is to go in that way, from Chitta to Aham Tattva to Mahatattva. And the mind goes on getting more and more calm as we move, increasing the influence of consciousness, decreasing the influence of Prakriti. Prakriti has 3 gunas. The more subtle, which would be upper there, is the Sattva guna. The next one is the Raja guna, and the last one is the Tama guna. Now, if we want to decrease the influence of Prakriti, we have to decrease Tamaguna in our life. The more we can decrease Tamaguna in our life, the more we can be free from the influence of Prakriti. And where is Tamaguna? Tamaguna is all around us, in the food we eat, in the music that we hear, in our environment. So what do we have to do? We have to eat sentient food, sattvic food, listen to sattvic music, do sattvic activities, decoration of our house, the cleanliness of our house, the everything should be towards subtle, towards sattva. Then we are decreasing the influence of Prakriti. Simultaneously, we are doing sadhana. When we are doing sadhana, what are we doing? We are directing our mind towards consciousness. So we are increasing the influence of consciousness. So we are working in 2 ways. Increase reflection of consciousness, decrease influence of tamaguna, decrease influence of Rajaguna, taking help of Sattva-guna. And then we are also going beyond Sattva-guna, removing the influence of Sattva-guna also. And that is done through concentration of mind. Concentration of mind is nothing else but sadhana, which liberates the mind from the influence of Prakriti. Concentration of mind is sadhana. What does it do? It liberates from the influence of Prakriti. But that does not mean that the mind gets annihilated. Why? Because maximum concentration of mind will take us to Mahatattva. Mahatattva, when we reach to Mahatattva, means we retracted from Chitta and Aham Tattva. Remains only our Mahatattva. Our Mahatattva and cosmic Mahatattva are not anymore separate. They become one. And that's the Savikalpa Samadhi. Now, what is the ideation? The ideation is I means the small, am that. That is the cosmic Mahatattva. The cosmic Mahatattva, the cosmic I. So here, the small I, my I, is thinking that I am not this small I am that cosmic I. So that's the ideation. I am that. That what? That cosmic I. Now, when I think that I am that cosmic I, if I can think that perfectly, then I and cosmic I become one. Then Aham Tattva gets annihilated, or Aham Tattva merges into Mahatattva. When Aham Tattva merges into Mahatattva, the separation between the two eyes is not there anymore. So the two Mahatattvas become one. So unit I, cosmic I become one. That's the Savikalpa Samadhi. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that I is not there anymore. We want to be free from Prakriti. Prakriti has, let's say, two forces. One force is Vidya Maya. It takes us to freedom. Another force is Avidya Maya. It keeps us in bondage. And we talked about it last time. How Vidya Maya works. What are the main points of Vidya Maya? Vairagya and Vivek. Vairagya, proper use of every object, of everything in this world. Vivek, discriminative capacity, the capacity to know what to do, what not to do, what is the right action. In Avidya Maya, it uses the 6 enemies and the 8 bondages to keep our mind under her subjugation. So Prakriti does not want to free us, it wants to hold us. But we want to be free, therefore we do sadhana. It's a war against Prakriti. And Prakriti is infinite, so it is a very difficult war. It needs a lot of effort. But it's possible, because that's the desire of Saguna Brahma. The whole creation was done for that. Saguna Brahma is working for that. So when we are doing the sadhana, we are taking the help of Saguna Brahma. With the help of Saguna Brahma, then we can face Prakriti. In the process of sadhana, one can attain certain powers. Let's call it supernatural power. So one attains supernatural power. What to do with that? There is a story about one guru. He called his disciple and said that, okay, you are very sincere, you have been doing your practice very sincerely, so I want to give you my powers. So the disciple asked, are they going to help me? The guru said, no, they will not help you. They may even become an obstacle for you. So the disciple answered, then thank you, I don't need it. What happens with these powers? If it's a supernatural power, it means Prakriti works in a natural way. So the natural way that things happen, that's according to Prakriti. Now I want to change the natural way that things happen, so I use a power. Suppose the power to walk on the water. I get that power, so I use it. Now if when I'm using that power, what is happening? I'm coming under the influence of Prakriti. The desire to use the power, why does it come in the mind? Because of the influence of power. Then one starts using it, coming under the influence of Prakriti. There is no use for powers. People, most of the time, they want to have some power so that they can get some admiration from others, they can become famous, but it doesn't help. In fact, to use supernatural powers is like saying that, God, you are making some mistake and I'm here to correct you because you are doing this way, but I'm going to use my power to do in that way. It means we are challenging the supreme entity. We are just telling like the supreme entity, you are doing the wrong thing. And every action, there is a reaction. So use of power is a very strong action. Therefore, the reaction will be very strong. Even if we think, okay, I can use my power to cure somebody. Somebody has a terrible disease, so I'm going to cure that person, remove that disease. But that disease is the expression of a certain samskara. So the samskara is coming out in the form of that disease. Now I'm going to change that. It has to go somewhere. Either I will get it or I'm just delaying it. Or I'm just changing the way the samskara is expressing. Instead of coming out as that disease, maybe it will come out in a different way. And maybe the person will suffer even more. In this process of sadhana, it is very important to have a guru, a preceptor. Everything we learn, we look for a teacher. If we have a good teacher, everything is easy. If we have a bad teacher, we don't learn anything. So there is no difference here. If I want to learn music, I look for a music teacher. I get a good music teacher, I can learn very well. And in this case here, what do I want to do? I want to get free from the influence of Prakriti. So I need somebody who knows how to get free from the influence of Prakriti. I need somebody who is free from the influence of Prakriti. That's a Mukta Purusha. So the Guru is a Mukta Purusha. If I'm in bondage, I cannot free myself. I need somebody who is free to make me free. In the words of Sri Ananda Murti, one who is in bondage cannot release others from bondage. That's the importance of the Guru. Someone who is not in bondage, who can free us from bondage. Now, who can free us from bondage? Only Brahma. Brahma can free us. Now, is it Nirguna Brahma who frees us, or is Saguna Brahma? Which Brahma make us free? Nirguna Brahma is infinite, no form, no vibration, eternal bliss. It's not even thinking about us. So we can remove that choice. It remains Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma is also Bhagavan, has all the powers. Saguna Brahma can free us. So Guru is in reality Saguna Brahma. The real Guru is Saguna Brahma, assumes a human form to help every being. What is the purpose of Saguna Brahma? To liberate each and every one of its units. How he does that? How can he communicate with us? How is it possible for an individual to communicate with infinite Brahma? It's not possible. Therefore, Saguna Brahma has to assume a human form in order to teach us, to communicate with us, and to help everyone to move towards liberation. Now, when Saguna Brahma comes in a human form, he helps not only human beings, but every being to move, to accelerate in this cycle of creation. So he's helping also plants to move ahead the cycle. He's helping animals to move ahead in the cycle, and he helping human beings to move ahead. He's accelerating this whole movement. Is that difficult to find a Mukta Purusha or Sadguru? So the philosophy says that only when there is a very intense desire for liberation, then we'll find the Mukta Purusha or the Sadguru. At the same time, it is difficult. At the same time, it's not difficult. Why? If we have intense desire, it's not difficult. If we don't have desire, then we will not see. We may even be in front of a Mukta Purusha, but we are not able to recognize. But if there is a desire, then immediately we can see. I will ask you a second question now. This question is, choose the correct statement. There are 5 statements. You can read through and choose the one that is correct. We have a unanimous answer here. We can get liberation without a guru. That's not possible, because if we are not liberated, how can we get liberation without any help? Next one, after we learn the process, we don't need a guru anymore. That's also not true, because even after learning the process, we haven't reached yet. And a lot depends on the grace of Guru. If Guru is Saguna Brahma, we cannot do anything without the help of Saguna Brahma against this infinite Prakriti. So we always need the Guru. The Guru is Nirguna Brahma, who takes a human form. No, Nirguna Brahma is not even concerned with the creation. Saguna Brahma is concerned with the creation. Then it's not possible to reach the goal without a guru. Correct. And last one, it is important to have many gurus to learn better. That's what some people do. They go here, they go there, they learn from one, another one. In the end, they become confused and they don't know what to do. They don't know what they should practice, because they will learn something here, something there, and will, in the end, they know nothing. So we should stick with one guru, learn everything from that guru, and if we have intense desire for liberation, we will get the right guru. How to recognize that we are getting the right guru, the right preceptor? If we see somebody having many powers, can walk on the water, can levitate, then we think, yes, this is the great guru. But it's not. That if somebody is attracting others by using powers, like we hear, oh, there is this guru somewhere, and this guru is making things appear from nowhere, better to avoid that kind of guru. A real guru, a great guru, will be someone who lives with the ideals of Vairagya and Vivek, and is free from all these six enemies and eight bondages. Then we can understand that's a great personality. Even in sadhana, when we think about somebody or even us, am I progressing in my sadhana? We shouldn't measure this progress by the feelings that we are getting the sadhana. Oh, I get this feeling, that feeling. No, we should see how our life is, how much influence those six enemies and eight bondages have on me, how much capacity to decide the right action from the wrong action I have. So these are the points that we see that show our spiritual development, and not all the sensations and colors and special effects that one may or may not get in the process of sadhana. Many of these sensations are related to the nerves, the functioning of the nerve. Sometimes the nerve is not functioning very well, and the people are getting all these strange sensations. But that's not the measurement of the development in sadhana. Intuitional practice, sadhana, has to be learned from a great preceptor, Sadguru. And emancipation is obtained by its systematic practice. It is not enough to have a great guru. We can have the best guru. It's not enough if we don't do what we learn. If we don't put into practice the lessons, then a great guru will not be able to help us. It's not liberation is not just we say, okay, I found a great guru, now everything is done. When one finds the great guru will give so many tasks to that individual. And we have to accomplish those tasks. We have to do it. Put all our effort to do it. Sometimes it may seem impossible tasks the guru is putting on the disciple, but the disciple should have no doubt that I can do that. If the guru is asking, I can do it. And Sadguru will always give tasks that are to bring the benefit to everyone, to the whole creation. Like in the case of Sri Ananda Murti, he did not think only about human beings. He also thought about animals. How can one help an animal? Helping that animal to develop quick so that in the next life it will get a human body. Otherwise, the passage from animal body to human body, it's not all that easy. If the animal really gets so developed, then next life it will get human body. So that's the way to help animals. Help them in such a way that they will develop, and next life they'll get a human body. Even in one discourse of Sri Ananda Murti, he said that we should create training centers for animals so that they can also develop psychically. Their mind will develop. If their minds will develop, then surely the next life they will need a human structure. When we do sadhana, there will be obstacles, there will be problems. Sometimes we think, oh, I will do meditation, all my problems will be gone. It's not exactly like that, because when we do sadhana, we accelerate the samskaras. Samskaras start going quicker. If the samskaras are going quicker, mind is becoming lighter. Mind is getting more influence from consciousness, less influence from prakriti. If we are moving quick, there is more friction. If you are driving a car at a fast speed, the wind is creating obstacle. If you are going very slow, the wind is not creating obstacle. In the same way, if we are moving very quickly, there is friction. And the other point is that we have been keeping avidya maya in our mind for a long time. So when we start doing sadhana, it doesn't want to leave so quickly. So all those 6 enemies and 8 bondages, they don't want to leave us. They want to keep their influence on our mind. So it's sometimes difficult to remove certain tendencies from the mind. But working on it regularly, doing sadhana very regularly, they end up going. And one day we will think back that, oh, in the past I had a lot of problem with this thing, but today I have no problem. So the problem will be gone and we will not even remember that we had it. So avidya maya will go, but it is difficult. In the book, there is a comparison. Avidya maya and a tenant. A tenant maybe lived in your house for 10 years, renting your house for 10 years. Then you want to evict that tenant. The tenant will do everything to remain there. It will be very difficult to evict. The same way is this avidya maya. So sadhana is a right for every human being. But this right theoretically is for everyone, but we have to earn it. We have to have really desire, then we get it. And the sadhana of Saguna Brahma, the sadhana to reach to Nirguna Brahma, is a strong process. And that process, if we want to learn it step by step, so when we learn the first step, we have to take that step, then we can take the second step. And then we can take the third step. But if we don't do much, we remain the first step. So this desire to move ahead, learn something, put it into practice, learn something else, put into practice, learn something else. There are many people, they learn the first thing and they think they know everything and they don't even put it into practice. Maybe they practice once a week, once every 3 days. That will not help. Imagine if somebody eats once a week. He will be very thin and weak. One needs to eat every day, even more than once a day. And the other thing, it is better to start this sadhana as soon as possible. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Some people think, now I'm working, I don't have much time, but when I retire, yes, I will do a lot of sadhana. But we don't know we are going to live so much. The next is when we are retired, our body is weak, cannot do much sadhana. So it's better to do immediately. And time is a matter of priority. If we have a priority, we find time. You see, somebody may be very busy, very, very busy. They still find time to eat. They will not tell you that, oh, I'm so busy during the week that I only eat on the weekends when I have time. Nobody tells like that. But some people say, oh, I'm so busy, I do meditation only on the weekend because I have time. It depends on priority. And it's our permanent duty to do sadhana. That's why we exist. We are human beings so that we can do sadhana. It's like you have a musical instrument and you never play it. You just keep it there for decoration. Sometimes you use it to put some things on top of it, but you are never using it to play. So that musical instrument is useless. So in the same way, we have a human body. It is for sadhana. If we don't do sadhana, we are not using it properly. Okay, I'm almost in the end. Just a summary. What have we seen today? Today we talked about the need to do intuitional practice so that we can liberate ourselves from the influence of Prakriti and increase the reflection of consciousness. And that's the Dharma that we discussed on the first class. We said that concentration of mind is sadhana. As the mind concentrates, it moves from chitta. Chitta is very dispersed, very restless, to aham. Aham is more concentrated. To mahat. Mahat is maximum concentration. This maximum concentration can take us only to Saguna Brahma. But we need to go beyond Saguna Brahma. We can go with the help of Sadguru. Sadguru will teach us how to go beyond Saguna Brahma. Not only that, Sadguru is the one that is going to take us from the Saguna Brahma to the Nirguna Brahma. Otherwise, the maximum we can do is come to the point of I am that. The next step really needs the grace of Saguna Brahma, the grace of Sadguru. We talked about the characteristics of a guru, that guru is not that flashy personality showing so many powers and becoming famous. That's not a guru. Guru is usually simple, very balanced personality, having all the powers. Guru can use the powers sometimes, but he's not going to use it to bring attention to him. How to find the Guru? Intense desire. We want liberation. We want somebody who can guide. Then we find the Guru. And the moment we find, we have to practice what we learn. And I'm going to give you a last question. One more for today. There we go. Let's see the results. Again, we have unanimous. Okay, I gave all the answers before. A great master is one who attracts the disciples by demonstrating powers. Not. Usually those people are making a big thing with the powers. In the end, they even lose their powers because they come under the influence of Prakriti and they degenerate. Great master will have the powers, will use sometimes, maybe for teaching, but will not use the powers to be the what attracts the people. A great master is one who liberates just by looking at the disciple. Everybody wants the easy way out. So we want to just, oh, we found the master. He looked at me. Now I'm liberated. It's not like that. We find a great master, then we have to practice. We have to do a lot of work. Is one who is simple, follows Vairagya and Vivek. Yes, that's the correct one. Everybody got it right. A great master is one who teaches how to follow avidya maya. No, it's the opposite. Vidya maya. Vidya maya is Vairagya and Vivek. How to teach? By example. So the number 3 is correct, number 4 is wrong. And the last one, a great master is one who can liberate us and we don't need to do any effort. That's what everybody wants. Just find somebody and reach the goal. Okay, that was a good one. Now, let's go to the question and answers. There was a question that was put during the presentation and I didn't answer. The question was about the supernatural powers. I was explaining that we have the powers, but if we use the powers, then we go under the influence of Prakriti. So the question was, then why do we get this power? We get it automatically because the more we increase the influence of consciousness or the reflection of consciousness, and the less the influence of Prakriti, then we are getting some power over Prakriti. So we are getting it automatically. By doing the sadhana, we are getting the power because we are getting more control over Prakriti. But the moment we change the concentration from concentrating on consciousness to concentrating on controlling Prakriti, then we come under the influence of Prakriti again. So the powers that we got after so much sadhana, so much effort, we got powers, then we use them, we are losing the concentration on what gave us the power. So it is that thing that you have it, but if you use it, you lose it. Why you have it? Because you concentrated your mind on consciousness. Now you start concentrating your mind on the power. There was one great yogi, Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna got, in his later stage of life, he got cancer on the throat. Then his disciples came to him and said, Master, why don't you cure yourself with your powers? Then he said, yes, I can do that, but in order to do that, I have to change my concentration. In my whole life, I spent to keep my concentration on Brahma. And now you are asking me to put my concentration on my throat. So that is the thing. We got the power. Maybe we have the power to cure anybody from any disease. But the moment we start doing that, we start losing it and we start changing our concentration. It's not anymore in consciousness. Now we are concentrating on the disease, on the person. So that's why it's not good to even think about these powers. One should always keep the mind on the Supreme, on the goal, and not distracted about all the other things. Okay, there is one more question. Who creates the Sadguru? Sadguru is basically Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma taking a physical human form in order to help people to attain liberation. So it's a Mukta Purusha. So who creates the Mukta Purusha? It could be someone who gets to the highest stage and then takes the determination to take a human form, come under the influence of Prakriti, just to help everyone towards liberation. And this is part of the whole system of Saguna Brahma. How the same way he created the creation to take everybody to liberation, at the same time he put himself there to help everybody to attain liberation. It's like a child playing, when we play with, let's say we are playing with so many, making a city and there are cars and things are happening, and then we put ourselves there. We also play. We are controlling the whole thing, but we put ourselves into the thing. So in the same way, Saguna Brahma is doing like that. He made the whole creation, the whole process, created the whole thing in his imagination, and he put himself also there. Thank you for attending this one, and good night.